Guys heard more underwear jokes over the last 48 hours than most of us have heard our entire lives.
Michael Avenatozzi, or who he's better known as Captain Underpants now. Good morning.
Good morning.
How you doing?
I'm doing all right.
You've had a heck of a weekend. We always do Monday morning best and worst of the weekend. Your best had to be becoming a hero.
I know I don't want to use that term. I just did what anyone else should have done.
Okay, so what did you do?
I was called to a scene of a vehicle underwater, and when I went there, it was pretty crazy and hectic. A lot of people around, no one doing anything. So after I saw a few people traverse through the water, I decided my truck's a lot bigger than theirs are. I'm going to try to go see if the person's still in their vehicle so I could have them climb through their window into my truck's window. After I realized no one was in there, I pulled up to try to locate the member. After they wouldn't answer their phone when I tried to call before I went through the water. Even after I was recovering their vehicle, a few more cars drove through, and two of them actually got stuck. And one lady was yelling for help as her vehicle was filling with water. So I stopped what I was doing and ran over to her and got her out of her vehicle. And wouldn't you know, more people keep driving through and getting stuck.
When will people learn not to drive through that high water?
Yeah, well, if I saw a tow truck and other cars stuck, I definitely wouldn't have tried.
Tell us how you got down to just wearing underwear while you were doing this.
Okay. So once I realized the first vehicle was a new Escape, the under panels of the Escape, it's all plastic. It even makes it very hard to hook up on dry land. So I knew I was going to have to go on my hands and knees underwater. So I was trying not to ruin my clothes or my boss's seat of his truck. So I decided to go into my boxers.
You could have been swimming. This water was so deep, right?
At one point, yes, it was. And it was actually getting higher and higher. And as the photo started that you see coming in, that's actually when the water's starting to slowly go back down. But yeah, I was up to my shoulders when I was on my hands and knees hooking up the first vehicle. I had a towel in my truck, so I figured, after I was done with the first recovery, I toweled off, put my clothes on, and that's when the other vehicles came, and I had to strip back down and go back in.
Which, you get the pictures on Facebook because, of course, if you see a guy in the underwear towing cars in the flood, we're going to take some pictures and video. They go viral, and then you're looking for a new job?
Yeah, the night that this actually happened, my boss had a few calls from other tow companies talking about asking if we were still being unprofessional or if we got new work uniforms, and it really triggered my boss, and I kind of understand why. I made his business look unprofessional by being in my underwear. I was going to be terminated then. Then I went to work yesterday, and it wasn't so much about the underwear anymore. It was more of I risked my safety and his equipment to try to perform a job that should have been done by the fire department, not myself.
Isn't the purpose of a tow truck to rescue?
I thought we were emergency personnel, and I would hope that any other tow truck driver would do the same thing for my family if they were caught in the same situation. But I guess that was not part of my job description, hence why I was told I should go apply to the fire department.
Wow. I mean, I did not realize how unsafe it was when a car got wet. But you was telling someone not to get back in their car because what can happen?
The first vehicle, when I pulled it out of the water, the lady kept trying to go in it to get her personal belongings out, and I kept telling her to stay away from the vehicle. The vehicle could catch on fire. It still has electronics on it. It still has power to it. Things short out, and just literally a few moments later, all the airbags blew out.
Wow.
And it sounded like the vehicle exploding.
All of this, and you still won't call yourself a hero? If you won't do it, Captain Underpants, we will.
Well, I appreciate it, but we got men and women overseas. They're our heroes. I'm just here doing a job and looking out for my community.
And the fact that you said, I agree with my boss. He was probably right. But as you said, I'll protect lives over a piece of equipment any day.
Yeah, and that's what I tried to explain. He's like, what would happen to his truck? And I wasn't thinking about it when I did it. It was literally the last thing on my mind. The truck could be replaced, but a mom, a brother, a sister, you can't replace those. And I didn't know if anyone was in the vehicle, so yeah. I did what I thought I was supposed to do.
But now that it's gone viral, you have some job offers already. You're not going to be unemployed for long.
Yeah, I've actually had 3 companies from across the state reach out and say they'd be honored to have me come and put me in a new truck, and they'd be happy to hire a Captain Underpants.
You need a new shirt.
Yeah, I do. I
Captain
do.
Underpants. So if anyone's hiring and looking for a compassionate, putting humans first hero to drive a tow truck for their company, we might have a guy for you.
Yeah, and I'm definitely looking. My wife's a little upset with me.
I'm sure you won't be unemployed for long. From us and everyone else, thank you very much for everything you did. Like we said, you may not consider yourself a hero, but we do.
All right, well, thank you very much.